Have you ever watched a motivational video and suddenly felt like you could change your entire life?
Yeah, boy.
You tell yourself that tomorrow will be different. You wake up early, go to gym, study hard, eat healthy, and maybe even start a business you've been thinking about for a few minutes. You feel unstoppable, but then tomorrow comes, the motivation is gone. The alarm rings, you hit snooze, and before you know it, you're telling yourself, I'll start on Monday. Sounds familiar? If it does, you're not alone. Most people think successful people simply have more motivation than anyone else. But what if I told you that's not true? What if motivation isn't the thing that's holding us back? Today, let's decode motivation.
I don't know if y'all know it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now, not later. Right now.
Motivation feels amazing. It's the feeling you get after watching an inspiring speech, listening to your favorite song, or seeing someone completely transform their life. For a moment, everything feels possible. You believe this time it will be different. This time you'll stay consistent. The problem is that feelings don't last forever. Just like happiness, anger, excitement, or sadness, motivation naturally comes and goes. Psychologists have known for years that motivation changes over time. Some days you feel full of energy, while other days you struggle to get out of bed, and that's completely normal. The mistake many of us make is believing we should only take action when we feel motivated. If we wait until we feel like it, we'll spend more time waiting than actually doing.
Move this man!
Here's why we wait. Think about how many times you've said, I'll start when I feel ready, or I'll start next week, or maybe even I'll start when I'm more motivated. Those thoughts sound reasonable, but they can quietly become another way of avoiding action. The truth is that there will never be a perfect day.
I will never do such a thing.
Life will always be busy. There will always be another responsibility, another distraction, or another excuse. If your actions depend on how motivated you feel, your progress will always depend on your emotions. And emotions change much faster than your goals do.
It's not your birthday, boys. I'm Marion's birthday.
People often imagine that successful people wake up every morning feeling excited and ready to conquer the day. The reality is usually much less exciting. Athletes train on days they don't feel like training. Writers write on when they don't feel creative. Students study even when they'd rather be doing something else. The difference isn't that they are more motivated. It's that they have built routines that don't rely on motivation. Over time, those routines become habits, and habits require much less mental effort than constantly trying to convince yourself to begin. Repeating a behavior in the same context helps it become more automatic over time. In other words, consistency, not motivation,
Consistency, man. That's the name of the game, bro.
is what builds lasting habits. Here's something that sounds backwards. Most people believe motivation comes first and action comes second. But in many cases, it's the opposite. Action creates motivation. Imagine trying to push a heavy car. The hardest part is getting it moving. Once it rolls, keeping it moving becomes much easier. Our brain often work the same way. Starting is usually the hardest step. Once you've been working for 5 or 10 minutes, continuing often feels much easier than beginning did. That's why so many successful people don't wait till they feel motivated. They simply start. They know that motivation often shows up after they've already taken the step. So, if motivation isn't enough, what should we rely on instead?
Hold. What? Explain your sneeze.
I'm sorry?
Do you have allergies?
No.
Is there too much pepper on your salad?
I don't put pepper on salads.
I've heard enough. Sit over there.
Start small. Instead of saying I'm going to read 50 pages, read 1 page. Instead of saying I'm going to work out for an hour, commit to just 5 minutes. Small actions reduce the mental resistance that usually stops us from getting started.
Stop waiting. You don't need a book. You don't need a coach. You don't need a degree. You don't need a mentor. You don't need a supplement. You don't need a vacation. You don't need a backup plan. You just need to start.
Another powerful strategy is changing your environment. Leave your workout clothes where you can see them. Put your phone in another room while you're studying. Prepare everything you need the night before instead of relying on morning motivation. Research in behavioral psychology shows that changing environment is often more effective than simply trying to increase your willpower, because your surroundings influence your behavior every single day.
Most valuable thing you can possibly do is change your environment, the people, places, and the things around you, because you have a lot of your old emotions and limiting beliefs attached to those things. Even if it's a new phone, it's new clothes, it's a new place to live, it's around new people. Number one thing you can do if you want to change and evolve is to change your environment.
So, in conclusion, motivation isn't fake, it isn't useless, and it isn't something you should ignore, but it has never meant to carry you every single day. The people who make the most progress aren't always the most motivated people. They are often the people who keep showing up even on days they don't feel like it. Success isn't built on one burst of motivation. It's built on small actions, repeated over and over again. So the next time you catch yourself waiting to feel motivated, remember this: you don't have to feel ready. You don't have to feel inspired. You just have to start.
You don't need a vacation. You don't need a backup plan. You just need to start.